my whole life I've always had this dragon inside of me. And I think that dragon made people feel threatened by me. I was, like when I was younger, I always thought I wasn't likable, or that I was like this easy, weak target that people bullied. People bullied me or targeted me because I was weak. But this whole time, I actually think it's because they sense that I had a beast within me. A beast that might have made them feel threatened. Everyone had the kill the dragon while it's still young mentality. Sort of dampen the fire before it shines too brightly. And like looking back, I think that was the case. Like I was like this nice, innocent kid. Like why was I the target? But like looking at old photos and clips of me, like as a kid, I was quite, like my nephew from Vietnam has recently came to Australia, and he has this tiger in him. He's optimistic, he's confident, he's cocky, and he's like 8, 9 years old. But luckily, he hasn't been dampened. He hasn't had people try to box him in and push back against that. So he's been able to keep that optimism and cockiness. Whereas when I had it, people really, I don't know, I guess maybe people sensed it as a kid. And people would always try to dampen my fire, sort of lighten that spark. And this whole time I thought there was something wrong with me. I thought that I was the issue. I was not likable, or I was a loser. But like, understanding that was the case, that's probably what happened. People were just probably threatened by me. Like even now, I think people can sense that like there's a beast inside me. But I try to be kind. I try to be considerate. I try not to make people feel threatened. I try to make people feel seen. So I've been able to embrace it, rather than feel like Naruto with the fox. I've been able to embrace that demon fox within inside me versus try to push it aside and try to suppress it and try to act and be timid. But I've done the opposite. I've embraced it. I've learned to use it to my advantage. And the people who do feel intimidated by it, I don't give them a time of day. Yeah, I low-key make them feel invisible. And ironically, that's what gets them to come in and be like, hey, what's up? Why didn't you say hi to me? Type energy. I didn't say hi to you because I could tell that you're fucking threatened by me and you don't like me because of me being me. So I'm not going to say hi to you. And ironically, them seeing me socialize and talk to everyone else, they're like, let me go up and say hi to this person. So I guess the moral of the story is like, one, I need to stop beating little Andy up. Like little Andy wasn't a loser. He was a strong, bright-eyed, wide-eyed kid that people were intimidated by. And that I wasn't bullied because I was a loser. I was bullied because I was an outlier. People sensed it. People knew it. Like in high school, I have a friend, Jason. I remember after crushing it with econ, he was like, I always knew that you wouldn't go down the traditional 9-to-5 path. You're always merching and making money online. Like I knew that, the 9-to-5 path wasn't for you. But he never said that to me in primary school. He never made me feel like that was a compliment. He never gave me that compliment. He sort of did the opposite. He always tried to freaking jokingly, freaking tell me off. Like people play MapleStory to grind, you freaking spend all day merching. Like he sort of didn't make me feel cool about those things. And I guess if he felt that way, where he could sense it but not say anything about it and not compliment me about it, so did everyone else. They all knew I was part of swimming club, I had white friends, I had Australian friends, whereas they stayed in their own Asian bubbles. I would go to under 18 raves on my own, and obviously they all laughed at me and commented on the supernova rave photos, tagged me in it, because they wish they had the confidence to do the same thing. Yeah, kill the dragon while it's young. I was also the youngest person I was the youngest person in my grade, or the second or third youngest, because I went to school early. So I need to stop beating little Andy up and just understand that, hey, I was this little kid that had this dragon inside him and I didn't know how to embrace it. And as a result, people kept putting out my fire and I thought it was something to do with me. The more that happened, it created this negative flywheel effect where I became more and more timid, more and more shy, more and more sort of like, let's not overstep my boundary. And guess what? Like, I'm just thinking of how like there were so many girls that didn't want to associate with me because others didn't. But then we could have a conversation, we could communicate. And they could see that I was like a cool person. But the girls that were easily influenced by others, they fell for the kill the dragon propaganda. I ended up being this sort of dragon that couldn't grow because it was in this confined space. And going to university, dropping out, meeting other entrepreneurs, founders, me just going through this journey of entrepreneurship and self-development, I've been able to finally spread my wings and grow. And I think the current step is giving love to that little Andy and not beating him up, not thinking that he was a loser, not blaming myself for not having been liked. I think that's the thing, like it wasn't his fault. Like little Andy wasn't in the wrong. So I'm going from, man, when I was young, people bullied me because I didn't know how to communicate. People took advantage of me. People stepped over me. I just wasn't strong. To shifting that to like, I was this kind, innocent, wide-eyed kid that thought anything was possible. And with that optimism, with that dragon-like fire inside of me, it was just constantly dampened by teachers, by peers. They all sensed it. And it makes sense when you see this young dragon growing up, young tiger growing up, you're naturally going to want to put it in a cage and restrain its growth versus embrace it.